Famille belle mais la moustache et la capuchon. Casito patamilo, mila taka tiki buleti. Casito patamilo, mila taka tiki buleti. Casito patamilo, mila taka tiki buleti. Casito patamilo, mila taka tiki taka tiki. Casito patamilo, mila taka tiki buleti. Casito patamilo, mila taka tiki buleti. Casito patamilo, mila taka tiki buleti. Famille belle mais la moustache et la capuchon.
What's going on? This is your man John Fortune, your host of the Frustrated Fan Sports Show, and I have to say this, I missed The Walking Dead for this goddamn game. I miss The Walking Dead for this game. The DC Defenders lose this game 25-0. They just got blown out by the LA Wildcats 39-9. Then they show up in this game in Tampa Bay and lose 25-0. This is the second time that they've lost a game to a team that had no wins prior to playing to them. What is wrong with DC teams when it comes to this? Every time, this is like a running thing for all DC teams. We sit up there and we beat the teams that people don't expect us to beat, and then we lose to the teams that people expect for us to beat. Here we are again. The DC Defenders now contribute to what has been basically the running thing of this city and its sports teams, that we sit up here and every time we turn around, we lose to a team that we should not lose to. So Cardale Jones has another bad game. I mean, to the point where I don't even know if they bench quarterbacks in this league. They do. I've seen it happen. But Cardale Jones had to be benched. He should have been benched, and he should have probably been benched early. Now, the guy that got backing him up is a totally different quarterback than what Cardale Jones is. I mean, Tyree Jackson is he's super tall, but he's six. I think he's like 6'7" or something like that, and he's basically a run option quarterback. But Cardale Jones was awful. What I also noticed is that the DC Defenders does something with their linebackers that I sat up there and used to get pissed off at the Redskins about, which is rotate linebackers. Now, Jameer Thurman is their guy, and he's a dominant player, but to rotate him in and out is absolutely insane. Starting the game, he didn't play the first 2 series or the first 4 series within the game. And the fact that he wasn't playing early on, it absolutely amazes me. And then the Vipers had 2 running backs that went for 100 yards rushing. I mean, I don't even understand how frustrating this can be, other than to say it just is what it is. I mean, I get that, maybe I should be sitting here saying Pep Hamilton needs to be fired. Pep Hamilton needs to be fired. I mean, I'm just kidding. But it's like, man, now again, both of these games have been away games. They haven't been home games. We got the St. Louis Battlehawks back at home. We'll see how this goes. After that, I think it's the Renegades, which is Dallas. We better beat them. And then we got a really, really tough team in the Roughnecks, the Houston Roughnecks, which they've been playing very well. In fact, the whole thing was that it was supposed to be a possible setup of where it was going to be the Defenders versus the Roughnecks in the possible championship game. But how they're currently playing, I don't see it happening. Desmond Lawrence, again, he doesn't get torched, but he was getting injured a lot in this game. But at the same time, it was just a running game. Last week we got torched by the pass. This week we got torched by the run. We need to work on this. They need to do a lot of adjusting to this to actually be something more than what they're being. if they don't adjust, then we're going to be seeing a Defenders team actually start out great. Basically, they're going to pull a Redskins, start out great, and then just blow it at the end. Hopefully they turn it around. Hopefully Cardale Jones finds a way to turn it around, because he's looked awful these past 2 games. Absolutely awful. He's overthrowing receivers. He's underthrowing receivers. And the fact that he's catching attitudes like he's been throwing these perfect balls. There's been some things where he's just thrown out of the reach of these wide receivers. I mean, completely thrown out of their reach. So, and there's been, I think it was like 3 plays where wide receivers beat the defenders, and he just somehow overthrew them or didn't throw to the correct spot. And the wide receivers are trying to stretch out, and they're just not there yet. So, very, very frustrating game. Very, very upset that the Defenders lost this game. Also upset that they made me miss The Walking Dead. So I gotta catch this after this show. After I finish taping, I gotta go and catch The Walking Dead so I can sit up there and be caught up on The Walking Dead. In fact, I'm gonna start doing a reaction show, so I want y'all to tune in for that as well. But I ain't started it yet, so I'll let y'all know when I start that show. But other than that, man, I mean, this has just been like one of the worst things I could ever think of. It's boggling, it's mind-boggling that, again, here we are again. DC team sits up there, gives a losing team their first win, come back the next week and give another losing team their first win. Man, what are they gonna do? Pep Hamilton, man, you're gonna have to correct some of the stuff that's going on. Cardale Jones, he doesn't seem like he's taking responsibility for any of his mistakes. But hopefully we turn it around the next games and we recover very well. At this point, the Defenders are 2-2. They got 4 more games to go. No, 6 more games to go. So we'll see how this goes. Other than that, this has been your man John Fortune, and this has been the Frustrated Fan Sports Show.